Welcome into the In the Money podcast for Sunday, October 16th. Tom Leach and Jim Goodman here. Jim's the director of mutuals and simulcasting for Keeneland, and we're taking a look at the feature and the late pick four on Sunday. And Sunday's card is headlined by an allowance feature that, to me, was a tough call. I couldn't find a standout in there. Who did you land on in the eighth, Jim?
Yeah, I think I've got a big contest on Sunday with what's called our BCBC NHC handicapping challenge. I've got probably 140 people coming, and they put up $3,000 apiece. And Ben Huffman did a good job of getting my last two races tough. The last two races, one of them they had to bet half their bankroll, so you got people rolling $5,000 to $10,000 on these races. So he gave me a good dirt race and a really good turf race. I went with Hip Hop and Jazz, the 7-horse here for Tom Proctor. I thought that the horse was really good as a 3-year-old, and she laid off. She ran the Delaware Oaks, didn't embarrass herself. Ran behind a couple of nice fillies, Calamity Kate and Peace and War. That's grade 3, and then she was off from July until this September. She came back at Parks, and it looks like a tune-up for either this or a race down the line. It was $25,000 optional claimer. It just got beat at 6-5. I think that sets her up well for this, the second off a layoff. So Hip Hop and Jazz would be my pick here, but I certainly can't single in the multi-leg. So I would also use a horse called Moiety, Moiety. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but Ian Hardy always gets them ready off a layoff. This one's had a short layoff since August 27th, but has run 3 really good races in a row and just a neck off being undefeated. The only issue there is all 3 are on synthetic, with the Poly at Arlington, and then going to the synthetic Tapeta at Woodbine. So first time on the dirt for this one, but looks like she's got some talent. And then the other one, Can't Be Dazzled, the 2, Asmussen and Santana. Not really anything outstanding in her resume, but she's always there. She won a race at Ellis Park a couple back by 2 3/4, which is her best race, and then lost to a horse called Covey Trace, who came back and won her next out, last out. So she's comes out of a key race, and Northern Connect, another horse here that has a chance, ran 3rd in that race. But she ran a little bit better than Northern Connect that day, and Northern Connect just seems to be one of those plotters that's going to get 2nd or 3rd. I'm going to take Hip Hop and Jazz on top, the 7. I would use Can't Be Dazzled, the 2, Moiety, the 5, and maybe Northern Connect, the 6, behind her in the trifectas.
It's funny, in a race that I didn't think there was a real standout, we ended up on the same horse. I like Hip Hop and Jazz too. You really need to be close in these dirt sprints, and I think she's got enough speed to do that. I would have probably liked Dora Danza more, if not for the way the track's been playing in the sprints, because that one's won here before. So I like that one too. But Hip Hop and Jazz is my win pick. Improv 1, Can't Be Dazzled the 2, Dora Danza the 8 are the other ones that I'm going to use with the 7. I'm going to use all 4 of those on my pick 4 ticket. I really couldn't find a single anywhere, and I would like to go deeper in some of these races, but to keep the ticket affordable, I'm going to start with the 6th race and use just 2 horses in the maiden race. No More Babies, who comes out of a race with 2 next out winners here at Keeneland, and this horse got good speed, so I think that combination looks pretty solid. Summer Luck, first-time starter, I'm going to use as well in there. In the 7th race, I ended up giving a slight edge to Pennington Bayou. Big improvement last time, bred for the grass, hot stable, but it was a close call between the 3 and the 4. I think this is a race where you might get a little bit of a price. So I like 3 and the 4, so I'm going to use those 2. I'd like to go deeper, but got to stick with just 2 there. Going to use the 4 in the mentioned in the 8th, and then in the 9th, I want to go 4 deep. Tap It Wicked, off the claim for Mike Maker. They call him the Kid, and City Flyer. Any one of those 3, I think, are strong win candidates. And also Shut the Box if he gets in. The 14 is another one I would want. If the 14 doesn't draw in, then you can maybe go a little deeper on one of those earlier legs. How about you?
Well, I was debating on whether I do have a single, but I'm not sure which one it is. So I'm going to give you 2 options here. I think in the 6th race, No More Babies, the only thing holding me back from singling her is the track at Churchill was muddy. And so she ran really well. But the 2 horses that came back and won at Keeneland, Lovely Bernadette and Champagne Problems, both came back and won on a fast track. So I'm assuming it was a really good race regardless of the track condition. And especially the other horse that I like here, Desert Duchess, is entered on Friday. So and we're taping this a little bit before the races on Friday. So if she runs on Friday and scratches out of this, I would single No More Babies. If she doesn't, I would go No More Babies to 4, Desert Dutch to 7, and then Dynamic Union to 12 for Kenny McPete would be my third choice in here. If I don't single No More Babies, I'm going to single the 7 horse, the horse you didn't mention in the 7th race. At,
Halo Nation. Yeah, I've got him here. That's one of the ones I didn't go one more deeper. That would have been my next one.
Yeah, if you go back in his history, the last 3 races he's gotten beat by Market Outlook, who came back and won. Up with the Birds, who's a really classy horse in the Nijinsky, a grade 2 at Woodbine, and then he came back the last time after a little bit of layoff and ran well at Kentucky Downs. So he takes his race wherever he goes. He's running well at Churchill, Woodbine, and Kentucky Downs. So I like Halo Nation a lot there. And if I don't single in the first leg, I'll single there. If I do single, I would use Halo Nation to 7. I like Lucky Ramsey a little bit coming out of that Churchill race and Kentucky Downs. Before that, I almost won a $90,000 allowance race at Kentucky Downs. So I like Lucky Ramsey a little bit that I would use as a backup. And then the other one that I would use is Hart Hills Road to 12. So one of those 2 I would single. Let's just say I'm going to single the 7 in the second. So I'll go 4, 7, 12 with 7. 3 horses that I mentioned in the feature race were Hip Hop Jazz to 7, Modi to 5, and Can't Be Dazzled to 2. I'll go 3 deep there, and I got a lot of money left, so I'm going to go all in that last race. I couldn't throw out half of them. So I like Czar. I like Zambian. Take a look if you're inside the Big Four, if you already got it started. If Lucky Ramsey runs well in the first turf race, look at this horse Czar, who ran right behind Lucky Ramsey coming back in the 9th. So take a look at how Lucky Ramsey comes out in that 7th race. But I will go all here. So that would be 4, 7, 12 with 7, with 2, 5, 7, with all for $54.
Best of luck on your Sunday wagers at Keeneland or via KeenelandSelect.com. Of course, no racing on Monday and Tuesday, but we'll be back with the resumption of the podcasts on Wednesday for the card that starts the next week of racing in the fall meet at Keeneland. For Jim Goodman, I'm Tom Leach, and that's the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com.